Welcome back, Summoners. Season 57 is here, and it's time to dive back into Alliance War action. We're kicking things off with a bang, bringing in the powerhouse trio of Ironheart, Moleman, and Kingpin. These three are ready to throw down, but let's just say this war didn't go exactly according to plan. A couple tactical blunders means I only made it through 4.5 fights this time around, but hey, that's war for you. Not the cleanest start, but plenty to learn from and build on. Let's get into it. Alright, and we start off on path 4, node number 4. We've taken this fight many times, and I've kind of outthought myself here, and this is where the mistakes begin. I'm going in with Kingpin thinking, well, the wither from the nodes won't affect Kingpin. What I forgot to remember was, well, his rage stacks all count as debuffs, so I'm going to be permanently reverse controlled in this fight, for the most part. I can deal with it as long as it's all one way. If it's always reversed, great. If it's always straight, great. The flopping back and forth is what gets me the most. Now, Kingpin does pretty well against Thing. Here, we're trying to bait out the special. He finally throws it. Great. I'm going to do one hit into a special one. So far, now that I've realized that the controls are reversed, doing okay. We get another special one in there. Handling it fairly well. Trying to control his rage stacks there. We just do one hit. Now we just want him to throw a heavy. There we go. And we're going to do our 5-hit combo so that we push him up to 15. All well and good. Keeping in mind reverse controls throughout. Another special one. A little slow, but I do like Kingpin for Thing fights. So now we just need to bait out another special. There, we didn't quite get out of the way. We were a little late, but it didn't hurt us. There. We were a little late trying to dex back and it hurt us. It's alright, not the end of the world. Nothing a little health potion won't fix. Probably can willpower heal a lot of it back up as we go. There we are. Now, see, I was trying to get him up over 15 stacks there. It didn't quite work. Well, here's where some more mistakes are made. There, I missed the dex on the special one. There, we just kind of hit into him. Now we're in a bit of trouble. There, we get our striker off. Now, we just need him to throw a special. Okay, we can kind of reset here. Let's throw our special 3. We'll heal up a little bit there with adrenaline healing. It's kind of a nice little reset in a fight. Health bars, we're about even. At this point, I'm still fairly confident I can make it the whole way through. I could have hit into him there, but kind of my muscle memory took over and I kind of went with the regular control attack instead of the inverted. Now we just need to hit into his block. We just need to hit into his block. Just need to hit into his block. There we go. Finally blocks. Now we can push him over special 1. Now we just need to dex. And I did remember and I did see that I had normal controls, or that would have ended the fight. So now we throw our special 1. Finally getting somewhere. We're back to reverse controls. And one more special 1 here. We'll finish it off. We squeak our way through that one. Wasn't very clean, wasn't very pretty, but we did manage to make it through. Alright, moving ahead to node 13, we've got this Omega Sentinel. I'm going to be using Ironheart for it. Fairly straightforward fight here. After that Thing fight there with Kingpin and that mental error, needed to kind of have a easier fight to do a little bit of a reset. So here the plan is just to do light medium combos. That keeps the armor off of her. That still gets my incinerates on, and you're going to see here with those incinerates on, she kind of melts quickly. The other thing I'm going to do in this is I'm going to bait special 1s. I kind of prefer to bait Omega Sentinel special 1. I can dex out of the last part of it and get an easy opening. So there, we only did a couple hits. Like I said, prefer to bait her special 1. And there we go. There's another special 1. And we're going to throw ours. One of the reasons I'm throwing special 1s in this is, it is a lot of hits. And this does have that steady now, severe, unsteady, that if you don't do enough hits, you get the glancing debuff on you, which I have right now. But the cool thing is it does not infect the incinerates, so the incinerates do some damage there and help me take out Omega Sentinel. Moving ahead into section 2, we've got this Void. We're going to be using Moleman. Now, here, I've used Moleman on this node many times. I have fought Void on this node many times in the past. Kind of forgot with the new debuffs that it puts on you, I can't shrug the ones from the node. So what you're going to see here is, in just a second, after Void throws a special, I now have 2 debuffs on me. I can't shrug those, but they count for Void. So I am ticking down like mad. I'm looking up at my health bar and I'm like, ooh, what am I going to do here? Kind of use that time, and of course then, trying to use that time, I get hit by a special. Now I just want to hit it in my block. Please finish him with a special 2. Please, 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 please. It's close. Oh boy, there we go. 4% health left. You know what? As I always say, full attack bonus is a full attack bonus. All right, moving ahead to node 33, fight that I've taken plenty of times. Kind of like that second fight there where I used Ironheart against Omega Sentinel. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I need to kind of have a little reset here. My plan was I still was planning on taking probably 3, maybe 4 other fights in this war. Okay, so using this as a little reset, we know what we do here. We back away at the start, and then we just kind of pay attention to the painful retreat, which will pop up, making sure we're taking that off, making sure we're not building up any dust, things like that, because once you hit 3 debuffs on this node, she goes permanently unblockable. Can do it, prefer not to. Now here, you'll see I've got the painful retreat buff up. I should have waited until it was gone. I messed up my rotation that I typically do, and well, now she's permanently unstoppable. There, I thought I could get a stand-up intercept, didn't quite work. Now we kind of have to dance around, and well, I lagged there a little bit and missed the dex. There we go. We finally got a hit in, and okay. I'm catching my breath at this point saying, okay, I pushed her to a special 2, which is where I want her. Now, let's get her to throw a special 2. Let's get a clean dex, and then we can go right back in with a counter, and we are a little late with the counter. Oh boy. Okay, now I want to do a special 2 intercept. She's going to throw a special 1. Okay, just do a special 2 intercept. I had the painful retreat node on. Wasn't even paying attention. Was so focused on getting that special 2 intercept. Well, it didn't quite work. So, we took a fight that we always should pay more attention to. It is very easy to go south very quickly, even considering I have taken it many, many times without any issues. Things like that happen. And well, it's a revive. It's some heals. We're going to go back in. We're going to do this the right way. We're going to finish her off, and let's see how this goes. So there we go. We get a nice, we get our dex at the beginning. We get another one in there. Wasn't feeling comfortable with that, and also wanted the incinerates. So here, I'm kind of playing around the painful retreat. What I want, and I kind of screwed up there, was I wanted to be mid-combo, and what did I do? I hit into her block, and I made her unblockable again. So here, I do get a nice little intercept. I'm going to throw my special 1. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's not going to remove that heal block debuff. So she's permanently unblockable. I get another intercept. Okay, we pushed her to a special 2. Let's get a clean dex on the special 2. And then we can counter. We counter the right way that time. We finish her off. We drop 1. Shouldn't have, but we move on. All right, next fight up is going to be node 42. We've got this little spider ham, and I outthink myself. I'm thinking, you know what? Kingpin's healthy. Kingpin can take spider ham. No problem at all. I don't want to drop a bunch of heals into Moleman. Guess what? Steady build up on blockable. And guess what? Those rage stacks still count as debuffs. And, well, we have now made spider ham 100% unblockable this entire fight. And we're back into the corner because Spider Ham there wants to be the most aggressive Spider Ham he can be. All right, so he throws a special 1. Okay. All right, now I just need to keep him to special 1s, and we're okay. If I can keep him to special 1s, we can get into a good pattern here. We can just kind of take care of it. I don't mind. Oh, what we also forgot about? 1 too many hits and power snack, and well, we're not doing very well here. At least, fortunately, he's not unblockable anymore. Until right now. And then guess what? We push him to a special 2, and now his special 2 is unblockable, and well, good luck dexing that sucker. And, well, we die again. And that's going to do it for this one. After that rough spider ham attempt, I knew it was time to throw in the towel. My mind just wasn't firing on all cylinders, and sometimes the best move is to step back and let someone else take it from there. Definitely not the way I wanted to kick off season 57, but hey, it can only go up from here, right? On the bright side, the mini account fights are up next, and I actually do much better over there, so stick around for those if you want to see some redemption in action. While you're watching, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and feel free to leave me a comment down below. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, all.